Hello, welcome back to my channel if you're new here. Thank you, Eli, for jumping down. My name is Nicole. I'm currently a teacher, a 4th grade teacher, and who seriously loves to read. And today I thought I would share you guys my top books of 2023. These are books that I have loved and that I gave out of 5 stars or 4 out of 5 stars, those kind of things. So just a little background, I like to read cheesy romance novels and what do you like? Cheesy romance novels and mystery books. So that's kind of my go-to. I normally will read a couple romance and then I'll go to mystery and read a couple mystery and then I go back and forth. So just never know. But I set a goal for this year to read 50 books and I have read 62. I am currently trying to get through one more before Sunday, so hopefully I will get through that and I will have 63 books done for 2023. I did read a couple in my classroom with the kids, so I think that's we've done 3 novel studies as a class and I've read 2 chapter books, so that's an additional 5 if you want to count it. I didn't count it. I have a Goodreads account. You're more than welcome to follow me on Goodreads. I just normally give a review of what I read, and then I also put it on my Instagram if you follow me on Instagram, and I'll put it down here. It's Glamorous Miss Griffith, and I will always I have a highlight reel of all of the books that I've read this year. So if you want to ever go back and see what I have read, because I'm not going to go through all 62 today. That's a bit much, but yeah. So without further ado, let's get into this video. So I don't think I'm gonna categorize this one into these are my favorite romance and these are my favorite mystery novels. I don't think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm just gonna kind of go into it. So first off, I discovered the author Freda McMahon this year. I finally read The Housemaid. This was all over at the beginning of the year. I read it, loved it. I read the second book. My aunt currently has it. I definitely liked the first one better. And yeah, I really like the first one better. I did see she has a 3rd one coming out next spring, so I will definitely be reading that book. And then, yeah, just this past week, actually, not even a week ago, I read this one, Never Lie. And holy cow, whenever I found out, at the end, the little plot twist, I definitely went, it was just, wowza. Could not believe it. And then I actually just bought a girl that I went to high school with. I'm friends with her on Facebook. And she was selling The Locked Door. And so I actually just picked that one up. I'm going to pick that one up, so I will read that one. I just think her books are so easy to read through. And they just definitely keep me hooked the whole time. So yeah, I think I read this one in less than 3 days, honestly. So good. But yeah. Another one I loved. I don't have all of the books because I actually sell some of my books on Facebook too. Honestly, I make pretty good money out of it, I'm not gonna lie. But I'm just gonna go through a couple. The Dreamland series by Lauren Asher. Really I was kind of intimidated because I don't really read big books. I normally stay in the 200-300 page range, and so these were 400 page books. But again, it was so easy to get through. It kept my attention the whole time. It does have some smut in it, I will say, so just kind of be aware of that. I really liked it. I think if you're a big Disney fan, you would really like the series, because they do make some Disney references, but it's Dreamland. It's not Disneyland, it's Dreamland. So it's kind of the same thing, but in that sense. And I don't know, it was just very good. I mean, it's just a cheesy romance novel. You know how it is. The guy is mean at the beginning of the book and then he falls in love, that kind of thing. And we love those fiction men at times. And yeah, I think I gave those like 4 out of 5 star books ratings. And those you don't have, there's 3 in a series and you don't have to read them. There's 3 brothers, and so like each book is about a brother. I will say like the second book made references to the first couple. So like the first brother was in the second book and his love life, because they were still doing good. And then, you know, like the third book, the first and second brother from those 2 books were in there. So there are some references, but like if you would just pick up book 3 and start reading it, I don't think you're going to be lost. So yeah. What next? Oh, this one. So Brooke Michio like talked about this book forever and ever, and I think this is kind of one of her books that she like really got into to like get into reading and everything a couple years ago. And so I finally ordered it and read it, and it is so good. It is The Last Mrs Parish by Liv Costamine. I believe I gave this one a 5 out of 5. And again, it was just a big plot twist that in a way I was kind of expecting, but in a way I wasn't expecting. So it definitely shocked me whenever I was reading this. But yeah, it is a little bit, has a little bit smut in it. I don't think it's that bad, but yeah. So it was very good. Really liked it. Another book. So for me, I really like reading like cheesy romance novels. I think I've said that multiple times. But if I'm ever in a reading rut, I feel like reading cheesy romance novels, like I can get through those super quick, and I like love reading them, and they're good. So I'm going to give you three that I just really loved as a cheesy romance novel. The Fastest Way to Fall by Denise Williams. I never heard of this book. I actually went to my local library and I was just looking for a book, and I just picked it out. And I kind of like that sometimes. Sometimes it's hard just picking out a book like that when you don't know anything about it. But then sometimes they end up being like your favorite book. And this was kind of my case. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. It was just super easy to read. It was cute. Got through it. The next one is The Boyfriend Candidate by Ashley Winstead. And it does have politics in it. I'm not a politic person like at all. Like I hate politics so much. So, but it really doesn't have a lot to do. I mean, like the one is running up for something. So, I mean, like it does have some, but it's not like, I don't think it's very opinionated on one side or the other in the book. So, but again, super easy. I thought it was really easy to get through. I think I gave it a 4 out of 5. And those books like take me only 2 to 3 days to get through, which is super nice. Some of the books it will take me a couple weeks to get through. And I don't know, these books are just really easy to get through. And then this last one I read, I just randomly picked it up. So backstory, I am watching One Tree Hill for the first time. Obsessed with it, like obsessed with the show, obsessed with Nathan and Haley. I think they are so cute. Nathan, I am more of a Nathan girly than a Lucas girly. Sorry to break some hearts there, but I am. And so I picked this up, and I'm not a basketball girly to begin with. I'm a football girl, if you did not know that. Like, love my Daniel Jones, New York Giants, I'm all that. So, but I picked it up because it had a basketball on it, has a basketball player, and I was like, this just like, it reminded me of Nathan and Haley. It reminded me of them whenever I read the little back, and I thought, okay, I'm obsessed with One Tree Hill. I need to read a book that kind of looks like it. It kind of reminds me of it. And wow, this is very smut, like very, very smut, where we would spend like chapters going into great detail of things we did not need to read about. And normally sometimes if it is smut, I will just like skip through it, like the pages, but like these were chapters, but it was still really good. It was still, I think I gave it a 4 or 5 out of 5, one of the two. And it was still one that I loved it. It was cheesy romance. We love it. Basketball player falls in love with a librarian. What more do you want in a book, you know? You know, in cheesy romance novels, this is it. So, yeah. It's by Annie Crown. I've never heard of her. I may look into some of her other books, but yes. Very smut, let me tell you. Okay, last 3 books. One of them is not here, and I don't know why. Okay, when I said I got rid of some book, when I get rid of some books, I try to keep like the 5 out of 5 star books. So I'm really surprised I got rid of this one, and I'm honestly thinking about just buying it just to have it on my shelf. And I know you're probably thinking that's crazy, Nicole, but I am. I'm thinking about buying it so it can just sit on my shelf. So it's called The Perfect Marriage by Genevieve Rose. And that was another jaw-dropping book where I just read it and I was like, could not believe it. Could not believe it. That one doesn't have a lot of smut in it. It's a mystery book. It's like a romance / mystery. I mean, when we have romance and mystery, I love it together. We do like that together. But yeah, it's basically about this guy cheated on his wife, and his mistress is dead. And it turns out his wife is a lawyer, so she has to defend him in court. She's his lawyer. And so it's crazy. The guy, you know, didn't kill her, and you're trying to figure out like who did, who killed his mistress. So it's wild. I will say I remember that book. The only thing I really did not like out of it was like the F word was used like every other, like used a lot. And so that was kind of like the downside of it. But now I will say I read another Genevieve Rose book this year. It's A Date Again. And it didn't have all that. So I think it's just that book. I don't think it's like particularly that author. I think it was just that book. So, but if you are wanting another good book to keep you hooked, I suggest that one. And then my last 2 books have Little Secrets by Jennifer Hiller. I've never heard of her before. I think I just found her. I think I was like looking books up on Amazon because I was kind of in a reading rut earlier this year, and I just needed some more books. And so I found this one, and 5 out of 5, guys. Jaw dropping. I seriously was sitting there reading. I went, oh, I know I gasped so loud whenever I figured it out, when I was like putting the connections together. But again, one that I just kept me going, that I could just sit there forever and ever and read it in one sitting. So yeah, very good. I don't think it really has smut in it, if I have to remember. I don't think it does. I have a couple of her books on my Amazon wish list, so I need to get those. And then my last book that I read, that was my favorite book of 2023, that I still think about to this day. I read it over the summer, and it was one book I could have read in one day, and I had to force myself to stop reading it. And probably a lot of people don't know about her. She just popped up on my TikTok, actually, because it was the author. She has this book, and it is called Call It What You Want. And yes, it has to do with Taylor Swift song. Her name is Alyssa DeRogis. I know I totally said that wrong. And yeah, I'll read the backstory. Sloane Hart is a hopeless romantic who always believed her great love story was out there until her parents' divorce shattered that dream. She swears off dating and is determined to graduate college, become a writer, and move to New York City until she meets Ethan. Ethan Brady is guarded and mysterious, unwilling to talk about his past or let anyone get too close. As they start dating without labels, they both know it can't last forever. Sloane imagines a future with Ethan, but he can't give her that commitment she needs. Will she be able to convince Ethan to take a chance on it, or will she have to learn the hard way that some things just aren't meant to be? Sloane and Ethan's story is a bittersweet tale of love and self-discovery that explores the complexities of relationships and the challenges of moving on. It doesn't have a lot of smut in it. I don't think it does. Again, like I said, I could just sit here in one, I could just sit there in one setting and read it. So, yeah, I'm hoping to finish that other book, like I said, and then I'm gonna try to finish. I'm gonna reread this before 2023 is up, because it's just this book. I'm not one to reread books, but I constantly think about this book all the time. This is about situationships. Like, if you've ever been in a situationship, then this book is for you. It kind of brought up some like past of like me talking to this guy last year a couple times, and even though we never met each other, it just like, I really struggled with that, and I still do struggle with that situation that happened. And yeah, this book just really talks about it all. So anyways, that is it. This, like I said, this was my top book of 2023. I cannot recommend this book enough. And yeah, so anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys got some good book recs for 2024. If you have any, let me know. I really do try to stay away from the smut as much as I can. Sometimes, you know, like, it doesn't happen. I will say I don't really like the Lucy Score books, because I've heard those are very smut, and so I haven't read any of her books before. But let me know if you guys have any recommendations. I do like Colleen Hoover. I didn't really read any this year by her. I read a couple, but haven't read that much by her this year. So yeah, again, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.